Reality feels solid, stable, already decided before you arrive in the moment. We move through life assuming the world is already formed, that events are fixed, that meaning is inherent, and that outcomes are waiting for us, fully decided before we ever interact with them. But physics tells a very different story. At the most fundamental level, reality does not exist as a single outcome waiting to be discovered. It exists as a range of possibilities until something forces it to choose. This is not a poetic idea. It is a measurable description of how the universe behaves at its smallest scales. In quantum physics, before a measurement takes place, a system exists in what is called superposition. That means it does not occupy one location, one momentum, or one outcome. It occupies many possible states at once, each with a certain probability. The universe, at its most fundamental level, does not rush to decide. It waits. Only when information enters the system, through interaction, measurement, or constraint, does one possibility become actual, while the other possibilities become inaccessible to experience. Reality does not choose early. It chooses late. This is where confusion often enters the conversation, so precision matters. In physics, observation does not mean human awareness. It does not require consciousness. It does not involve belief, intention, or desire. Observation simply means that information about the system becomes available. A particle interacts with a detector. A photon is absorbed. A boundary is applied. The moment information enters the system, probability collapses into outcome. No mysticism, no metaphor, just interaction. And what makes this relevant to your life is not that your mind controls particles. That is not the point. The point is that selection precedes experience. Before an outcome is experienced, something determines which possibility is allowed to become real, and which possibilities are discarded without ever being noticed. Your nervous system operates on a remarkably similar principle. It does not wait for reality to fully reveal itself before responding. It predicts. It prepares. It narrows possibilities into a single interpretation long before conscious awareness arrives. From many possible meanings, one is selected. From many emotional responses, one is activated. From many behavioral options, one feels available. By the time something feels obvious, the selection has already occurred. Imagine two people walking into the same room. Nothing about the environment changes. The lighting is the same. The people present are the same. The words spoken are the same. Yet one nervous system prepares for threat, while the other remains neutral. One body tightens. The other stays open. One experience collapses into anxiety. The other collapses into calm. The situation did not decide the outcome. The interaction between the system and the moment did. Once a probability collapses, the alternatives disappear from experience. You do not feel the paths that were not taken. You do not sense the meanings that were never selected. And because you only experience the collapsed outcome, it feels as if reality was always that way. In physics, the unused possibilities vanish from the screen. In life, they vanish from awareness. Not because they were impossible, but because they were never selected. This is where identity quietly enters the picture, not as a belief, but as a selection system. Your identity does not create reality. It determines which possibilities your nervous system treats as relevant, safe, and worth collapsing into experience. It shapes what information enters the system, and what information never does. From the outside, it looks as if reality favors certain outcomes. From the inside, it feels like this is just how things are. But in both physics and human experience, the same rule applies. Unselected possibilities do not feel missing. They feel non-existent. This is why change rarely comes from effort alone, and why understanding something does not automatically expand what you experience. Effort works on behavior. Understanding works on explanation. But selection happens earlier, at the level of what your system allows itself to notice, interpret, and engage with. Reality does not rush to decide. It waits for interaction. And your nervous system is interacting with the world in very specific, very consistent ways. Long before you become aware of the outcome, you end up living inside. If you want to understand how identity, the brain, and perception quietly shape the reality you experience, this channel goes deeper, one mechanism at a time. If this way of seeing reality resonates with you, subscribe. Not for motivation, not for answers, but to keep exploring how identity, the brain, and perception quietly shape the life you experience.